Today on Saturday Sound Guy, a sweet gear review, and we take a look at monitor mixes. Hey sound guys and girls, I'm Jimmy Hepworth, your Saturday Sound Guy. I have a rather modest studio, and at the center of it is the AudioBox 44 VSL. This is a great interface, but it has a few restrictions. Just a second, I gotta get the door. Tootsie Rolls. Now, as I was saying, these small audio interfaces have a limitation that has been difficult to work around. There really isn't a good way to monitor while you're recording. Sure, I could plug some headphones in and record that way, but that limits me to just a few feet. As I mentioned in last week's episode, I'm working on turning my closet into a budget vocal booth. And for that, I'm going to need a good monitoring system. So here is my cheap solution to a headphone monitoring system inside my vocal booth. This is the MicroMON MA400 single headphone amplifier by Behringer. Now what this little box allows me to do is to send a monitor feed into my vocal booth so that the talent can hear while they're recording. Let's take a closer look. First of all, let me explain that this is not a battery powered solution. It does require power from the wall and the power cable is included. You can see that it supports both a 3.5mm or 1/8 inch connection as well as a 1/4 inch headphone connection, and both of these do work simultaneously, so you could have two headphones at the same time. Just keep in mind that they will receive the exact same mix. We have this small mono stereo switch here as well as a ground lift switch on the top. Now, in addition to being a headphone amplifier, this also works as a single input mixer. Let me explain what that means. The monitor input comes in here and is controlled by using this monitor level potentiometer. If I want more of the monitor, I simply push this up. The microphone input comes in here and then through here to the audio interface. Now the talent can decide how much of their microphone they want to hear in their headphones by turning up or turning down this potentiometer here. This is super useful because it will be in the booth with them and they can simply choose how much of the mic they want in their mix. Now, the best part about this is the price. This little box is only $25. Now, Behringer doesn't have the best reputation amongst audiophiles, but for this use case, I think it works really well and actually sounds pretty good too. Now that we have ears in the booth, let me show you how to send a monitor mix inside of Pro Tools. Now this works with pretty much any DAW, but your audio interface does need to have an additional output other than the standard stereo out. Some interfaces have additional RCA outputs, but these are usually just duplicates of the stereo out, so that's something to look out for. If you have any questions on whether your audio interface or another audio interface works, leave me a note in the comments and I'll be sure to answer that for you. Now the first thing that you want to check is the I/O settings. And to do that, we're going to go up to Setup and then down to I/O. What we want to see is an additional stereo output, and in this case it's going to be on analog 3 and 4 of my audio box. If you need to create a new output, you simply click New Path, create a new stereo output, and then assign which outputs you'd like it to be on. Now we just need to choose the tracks that are going to go into our mix. To do that, we're going to use a send. So I'm going to come up to the A send of audio 1 and choose the output that I need, which in my case is booth mix. A fader will pop up, and it's very important that you push this button right here, which is pre, standing for pre-fader. What this does is ensure that any adjustments that you make to the overall mix while tracking don't spill into the headphone mix. Simply adjust the amount of each track you want into your monitor, and that's it. From there, you can run the appropriate cables out of your interface and to the headphone amp. So far, I'm very pleased with how this is performing. This is a cheap and easy solution for getting monitors into your vocal booth. That's it for this episode. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, please leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, And until next time, I'm Jimmy Hepworth, your Saturday Sound Guy.